Welcome to This Explainer. Okay, let's jump right into this. Picture this very cinematic scene, right? Someone walks into a crowded room and instantly, literally without a single word being spoken, every head turns. They just effortlessly command the room's attention. We've all seen it happen, and it's a completely fascinating phenomenon. Well, today, we are going to break down exactly how that works. So, it really begs the question, when someone enters a room, why do people actually notice them? It's incredibly easy to fall for the myth that immediate presence comes from, striking good looks, a really expensive wardrobe, or just being the loudest person in the room. But behavioral analysis, it tells a completely different story. It's actually none of those things.
Section 1. The real secret of attraction. And spoiler alert, it is entirely in the walk.
Moving into Section 2. 6 common walking mistakes. Let's look at what's unintentionally sabotaging your presence. Because before we can build that perfect magnetic walk, we've got to tear down the bad habits. And there are 6 major culprits here. Slouching, looking down, rushing, keeping your arms completely stiff, taking uneven steps, and excessive swing. Every single one of these missteps acts like a giant biological billboard. Without you even realizing it, they project weakness, anxiety, and deep insecurity to everyone around you. What's really wild here is how directly our posture links to perceived fear. When you slouch, or, when you're constantly staring down at the ground or glued to your phone as you walk, you're sending an immediate, primitive signal to the world. That signal basically screams, I'm scared, I'm not confident, and I completely lack self-trust. People don't even have to consciously think about it. They just instantly feel that vibe from you, and as a result, they just won't take you seriously. Which brilliantly brings us to our next point. Think of the character Thomas Shelby. There's a great quote. He never runs, he knows the world will wait. A lot of people make the mistake of walking incredibly fast because they think, oh, this makes me look busy or important or in demand. But the reality? Rushing actually just broadcasts deep anxiety and nervous energy. It makes you look flustered, not powerful. Next, let's look at the actual mechanics of your limbs. Keeping your arms totally stiff, locking your hands deep in your pockets, taking these uneven strides where one step is way longer than the other, or swaying side to side like you're subtly dancing, all of this just makes you look incredibly awkward. It completely strips away any sense of maturity and makes your physical presence feel highly unnatural and honestly just unstable to the human eye. All right, Section 3, How to Walk Like a Leader, the Mechanics of Presence. So, how do we actually fix this? How do we rebuild your physical presence from the ground up? Well, the first and absolutely most vital element is posture. Chest out, shoulders pulled back and pushed down, chin slightly up, and your spine perfectly straight. Here's a fantastic mental director's cue you can use. Imagine a single, invisible string attached to the very top of your head, just gently pulling you straight up toward the ceiling. Doing just this one single thing will instantly transform your entire personality and how people perceive you. Next up is your gaze. You need to focus on the horizon with calm, confident eyes. Listen, a leader looks straight ahead. You shouldn't be staring people down aggressively, but you absolutely cannot be looking down at your feet. Keeping your gaze leveled directly ahead proves to the entire room that you know exactly who you are, you know exactly where you're going, and you don't feel the need to prove yourself to anyone. And that brings us to physical space. A true leader never, ever shrinks themselves to try and fit into a room. You must open your shoulders and actively take up physical room as you move. When you walk, you've got to move as if the space naturally belongs to you. It's a massive, subconscious indicator of authority and total ease. Now let's build the actual kinetic motion of the walk. First, maintain a medium purposeful pace, keep it controlled and deliberate. Next, your steps. Your heels should strike the ground first, rolling smoothly to the toe to create this incredible poise. Third, keep your body weight shifted just slightly forward on the balls of your feet. It generates natural forward momentum and looks highly assertive. And finally, let your opposite arms and legs swing naturally together. That creates perfect, effortless balance. Section 4. Making it natural. Because practice makes perfect. Now, I know exactly what you might be thinking. With all these specific mechanics to keep track of, I'm going to look like a robot, right? Well, the key to overcoming that mechanical feeling is simple. Practice in front of a mirror until it becomes totally automatic. You need to do this at home just a little bit every single day. By consciously practicing this posture, gaze, and stride, it slowly starts to overwrite your old muscle memory. Eventually, this highly deliberate walk completely replaces your old habits and just becomes your effortless default state. Because ultimately, what we're talking about here goes way deeper than just getting from point A to point B. Your walk is not just walking. Your walk is your identity. It is the truest, most visible reflection of your internal attitude, your maturity, and your inner confidence. When this deliberate walk becomes natural for you, people will literally look at you differently before you even open your mouth. So, I want to leave you with this final provocative question to think about. Is your current walk showing your true identity? The next time you step into a room, pay attention to that silent broadcast you're sending out. Take these mechanics, practice them, and truly own your space. Hey, if you found this breakdown helpful, please share this explainer with someone in your life who really needs to hear it and could benefit from a presence boost. Thanks for learning with me today.